Samsung hopes to make a comeback after a pretty tough year for the tech giant. They've just debuted their highly anticipated Galaxy S8 smartphone with plenty of new features. It is the company's first big release since recalling millions of those infamous Galaxy 7s for overheating batteries, you'll recall.
Samsung's sales took a huge hit from the debacle, and the recall alone cost the company $5 billion. CNET editor Dan Ackerman has been testing the new S8 and joins us now with the phone in hand. Dan, so I presume that the battery issue is all taken care of, right?
After that whole big deal, they did this big report on what went wrong with the batteries. They said we have this new 7-point battery testing plan, so phones going forward are going to have that. At least that's hopefully off the table. This might be the safest phone battery you can find right now because they're paying so much attention to it.
Right. So what is Samsung doing to convince the consumer that this is a reliable phone beyond the battery?
The big bold thing that you see here is it's almost all screen. And I think you're going to start to see this going forward in phones, but this is really one of the first big phones that has this. If you look at a picture on it, you can see there's almost no border around the top and bottom. There is no border around the sides. Even that home button that's on every phone, it's gone. It's just a software button now that will disappear when you don't need it. So the fingerprint reader and things like that, they moved to the back.
Wow. And so they also have this interesting new competition to Alexa and to some of the Series, right? They call it Bixby.
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 Everyone's got to have their cute named assistant. There was Siri, then
so
there's Alexa,
it's a dude, right?
Cortana. I think maybe you could change it.
Maybe you can change the voice. I just keep thinking, and we were laughing about this, Dan, for those of us of a certain generation, Bixby immediately, Anne-Marie said, oh, it sounds like a puppy's name.
Yeah.
I said, no, it's the Incredible Hulk.
It's Bill Bixby.
Don't make the Samsung angry.
Which is the opposite of a puppy, really.
You wouldn't want to see it when it's angry.
No, puppies are cute all the time, even when they're angry. So tell us about Bixby.
Right, so even when you see people walking down the street going, hey, Siri, so I like the fact that they put a little walkie-talkie style button on the side here, and if I press this, it'll bring up, these like little note cards of things that are relevant to me, but if I press it and hold it, then I can talk to the assistant, and like these other ones, it's cloud-based, it does machine learning, it'll get better over time. I don't think the servers are even up yet because the phone doesn't come out for another month.
Okay.
But to access it, rather than walking down the street yelling into your phone, you can actually hold this button down like a walkie-talkie and pretend you're talking to it. I think it'll make everyone look a little less crazy with their phones.
I think the thing with these assistants, though, is after a while you wonder, just what else can I do now? You try to text with it and it's just sort of okay. Is this going to be more user-friendly?
It's interesting. They're taking a different approach with this one where it's more about controlling apps and things on your phone. So anything they say, anything you can do with your finger on the phone screen, you can do through Bixby, while the more traditional things like looking up the weather and looking up stuff online, they leave to the Google Assistant, which is also on here, which is actually very good. But you do end up with two different assistants on the phone, maybe fighting for your attention. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
What about the security features? One of the functions that I like on an iPhone is the wallet feature, which has all of your credit cards and all of your boarding passes and things. And I think that they're very secure. What's the available
Right, and the nice thing about that is that it's usually biometrically locked with your fingerprint.
Right.
Apple was really the first phone to make that fingerprint sensor, fully mainstream. So there is a fingerprint sensor on here. They also have face scanning and iris scanning. The iris scanning takes a little bit longer, but I set up my face here, so if I turn it on, the phone is locked. If I look at it, now it's unlocked.
That's
cool. And I set up my face before and it did a scan. And they have this on Windows laptops and other things.
I can see
that
a lot of people sitting on the subway going like...
Yes.
They're already doing that.
Right. Those are very secure, but they say that a passcode is still technically the most secure because no one can force you to, at a border crossing or something, to put your finger on it or put your face in front of it.
So then what's your overall review? Do you think that this phone will do the trick and bring people back to Samsung?
It's definitely getting a lot of attention. It's the first big, really big consumer technology product launch of the year, and it's probably the thing we're going to talk about the most until the fall when we get that next iPhone. But that's because we set up this big kind of two-company competition in every industry, whether it's Coke and Pepsi, Xbox and PlayStation, or for phones, Apple and Samsung.
Any word on the price?
It's going to be like $750, $850. Standard premium smartphone.
I know. That's how much they cost, everyone. We were getting a break before.
That's right.
But yeah, all right. Dan Ackerman from CNET, thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan.